Welcome back. For pathfinding. Last time we took over role of Knight Commander, yes. But like in an office. And that is how we spent the entire time. Hero, welcome back. We are both Knight Commander now and also a fairy princess of some variety. Cassidy, welcome back. We started our own exotic court. We'll set up camp here, come see us later. Like, yeah, we literally just got here and you literally terraformed this place. Can you give us, like, a minute?
It's time to act.
Everyone's too slow. I'm going it alone. Well, I'm going it... just the two of us.
I'm gone.
Dogging up and heading out on our own.
We do it my way.
There appears to be nothing. We'll come back later. Hello, everyone. Okay, they're coming. Actually, stand here. Sela. Spread some kisses around. That actually did the trick. Thank you very much. Our good armies have no movement points, thank goodness. Okay, so we want Heaven's Edge. I think we mostly just want to do Heaven's Edge first because we kind of skipped that earlier. We could check out Ruins of Ashbury Hamlet. We have to go to Dresden anyway. Okay, fine. We're going to Dresden. We're going to Dresden to pick up Darren. We can go have a house party with him. Russ! Good evening. How are you doing? I'm having a pretty good time. Darren. You're not a prepared caster, so you're good.
Follow if you dare.
It says give Irabeth an order, and I thought I was. Trying to get some details straightened out for a Weird Al concert Wednesday. I am so sorry. I was looking at that and my brain kept saying weird AI, weird AI, weird AI. And I was like, no, that simply can't be it. One can command a small unit alone, but to manage an army, one needs a staff council. Surrounded by experienced advisors, the commander will be able to make decisions affecting the life and morale of the entire army. Sure. You're starting to spell out Weird Al in all caps. Oh no, did that happen before? It's extremely unfortunate. Not a decree is being enacted for this stat, and also not enough resources. Maybe Weird Al. I was like, this doesn't mesh with anything I know about you, but Weird Al makes sense. I hope you get it straightened out, and I hope it's a fantastic concert. You have a great time. Are you talking about Pinkie Pie's husband? Yes. Tickets you ordered and paid for were $70 balcony seats. Tickets that were delivered to your email today are floor seats that cost $250? Wonder if they have some crappy AI system handing out tickets. I mean, congratulations. Okay, so on the one hand, congratulations, but also I hope that doesn't, like, mess anything up for you. Sure, as long as some other group doesn't show up with the same tickets. I hadn't considered that. Yeah, give me fish on a stick.
I can't believe there's no Beggars Guild in Canabras. Didn't they demand a cut for letting you operate in their territory?
Sometimes I was approached by healthy people who pretended to be poor and sickly, and they said that I owed them some kind of cut. I gave them coins. If they are willing to be miserable all their lives for the sake of coins, that means they need them more than me.
Hello. Captain Harmanitan. Hail, Commander. Before you, an aged, yet fit and sturdy Gorundi stands at attention. His dark skin has an earthy tone to it, and crystals sparkle forth from where his hair and eyebrows should be. That is not where his hair and eyebrows should be, that is where his crystals should be. Clearly identifying him as an Oreed. Captain Harmatan. Captain Harmatan, chair of your staff council, by order of Her Majesty Queen Galfrey, here to deliver a report. You found out Ember's 100 years old, by the way? That's more than 30. I think that's not even young for an elf. That's like standard adult elf age, isn't it? Baby elf? Really? I thought Pathfinder elves didn't live as long as D&D elves. I thought they were like 800 years at most. I'm on this council too. Sela salutes briskly. We'll be wrecking our brains on how to improve troop morale. I reckon the key is to back up our words with actions. Lead your soldiers by example, and they'll be eager to follow. I don't know either. Drawing on my experience as a paralictor, my advice is to maintain calculated moderation in every regard, be it in incentive or penalty, and to be decisive. We have no need for doubts or turmoil. I'm doomed to be your advisor, but do you know what that means? That you are doomed to listen to my advice. To start things off, here's an incredibly novel and deep thought for you. Loyalty, passion, and morale. All of these can be easily bought with money. Commander, permission to report. We've encountered a problem. Although we're still getting volunteers, we're now seeing cases of desertion. Many who joined the Dresden campaign believe that their duty has been fulfilled with the victory, and they are not keen on staying in the garrison. Those from Canabras wish to return home and rebuild the ruined city. Lastly, there are those who are afraid of lingering in a place where demons might show up with a retaliatory expedition at any moment. My suggestion is to improve the living conditions for the privates, raise their pay, give them extra rations, and reward those who have distinguished themselves on the battlefield with commendations and gifts. Soldiers don't want to leave armies that appreciate them. This is all good, ideas. It's just like Darren said. I feel for those folks, but we have to convince them to stay. I think we might get help from the servants of the gods. They'll tell the soldiers that the danger is not yet past and inspire them to keep up the fight against evil. As long as the wound is open, the whole world is in danger. We can't just go home and live like we used to, no matter how badly we want that to happen. Okay, so increase their pay, give them a sermon. Anyone else? Most of the Crusaders are volunteers, but they have no right to subvert military discipline. That's what volunteer means, Rachel, actually. That kind of attitude is tantamount to treason, regardless of who expresses it. We have to identify the instigators, arrest them, and administer harsh punishment to make an example of them. This problem is quite simply solved with coin, but handing money out to privates is practically throwing it away. We need to pay the officers handsomely. Then they'll figure out how to raise their subordinates' morale. Worst idea? People are leaving the army. I've got an idea. We'll make it nicer to stay here. Everyone else. No, that's ridiculous. Crusade morale increases by 10 to 15. It's repeatable. At any time, we can just spend 300 resources and increase morale by 10 to 15 by throwing a pizza party. Bribes for the officers. Okay, the same thing, but it costs finances instead of resources. Hunting down mutiny. Vile behavior. I will not. Crusade morale increases by 16 to 25. Recruitment growth for trainable recruits reduces by 10%. The cost of recruiting mercenary units increases by 10% for 14 days. Oh, but it's free. Glory to the heroes. Increase Crusade morale by 5 to 10, but it's free. Okay, well, I'm going with the one I like the best, then. At once. I'll distribute the pay and rations right away. The commendation list won't take long either. We should see results shortly. Thank you, Commander. Should any other difficulties arise that require your attention, I'll deliver a new report promptly. Okay. Now we can get out of here. You get out of here. Daring, get into here. Ooh, or Ember. Yeah, sorry. Thinking about it. Thinking about it. Hold on, does Greybore? Greybore might not want to come anyway. He's not getting paid to go to Heaven's Edge after all. He has not studied trickery. Not one bit. Greyboar, get out of here. Darren, get into here. We're very magic heavy, which gives me slight concern. But as long as we can throw a dog at it, I think we'll be fine. $17 hours. Nice cart. I'm so sorry. A day has passed, so it is time to advance our armies. And I guess it's not that bad. It's a little all over the place, but you know, I don't actually mind it that much. We got whites, zombies, and whites and zombies. You should really replace these rangers. I'll give them a bless. Hell Knight's got this. Don't worry, they are the wall. They trained for this. They love this even. I'll accelerate combat. I'll cure wounds to Hell Knights. There, see? All better. If anyone doesn't mind getting healed and then slain and then healed and then slain over and over again, it's the Hell Knights. Oh, that's right. I was like, why aren't the Hell Knights smiting on hit like usual? Well, that's because they smite chaos, not evil. Zombies are evil. They are not chaotic. You know, typically. Wait, you're chaos? I would never smite you. I'm also chaos. This might actually be going horribly, by the way. We might have to restart this. All of the Hell Knights died. That, it didn't go great. I'm gonna do a light save scum. And by a light, I mean a literal 100% save scum. I'll give it one more shot. I stand by the tooltip that says the world wounds dangerous, save often. Straight up condoning the strategy. This time, we'll consider not throwing our Hell Knights into it. It might take them a couple turns to get to us, and we can use that. Extremely low damage. The queen is so mean to you. I'm sorry. You deserve better. This might not be better. You've still got an entire whites who's about to be like right up in our archers. The Knights do so much worse against zombies, it turns out. Do you think the Barkitect of the World Hound would be a Rakdos type of mutt, or perhaps a more devious entity? Oh, it feels very Rakdos to me, to be honest. I mean, Black Color Identity can summon demons on its own. Rakdos Rage-Mutt, for sure, absolutely. Oh no! Their morale is not good. Shield wall. Oh wait, I get to do that and still attack? Incredible. Thinking it's kind of blue? Makes you think maybe Grixis? Yeah, that's true. If any additional color, it would be blue, unfortunately. We heal our knights. If we turn off Shield Wall, we could conceivably end the whites, but I'm not gonna risk that. This takes 2 energy. This takes 4. So we could Cure Wounds 3 times, Scorching Ray once. You can Scorching Ray once and then do 1 Cure Wounds, and I think that's probably the way to go here. Oh no, the morale! You know what? We gave it our best. Maybe if we could spam harder, but not as it is. Turns out no. Okay, fine. We'll go a different way. Is there a different way? We'll waste a bit of our movement so that we get more power for that fight later. Maybe this one will be more at our speed. Oh yeah, you're all melee. How dreadful. Roll Rock at the Ash Giants. Would have gone slightly better. No! I'm the only one throwing rocks. Terrified. Why do they always attack the clerics? Oh, you're all the way down to 15. Incredible. Ah! You fricked up? No! What happened? I guess I bless. Chaotic good? Oh no! You went full chaotic good. Has your neutrality. We've got one Ash Giant. We have removed one Ash Giant from the unit pile. Golly. They are hurt. You can patch them up a little bit. You went too hard. No options for neutral. How am I supposed to go back? You, take opposed alignment options to go back. You have no more shifter levels. So, I hate to tell you this, but the way you go back is by taking lawful options. But that's not the only option. The alignment shift system in this is really weird, in that it will also take you away from chaotic good if you take purely good options. It'll shift you towards pure neutral good. Or at least that's how it worked in Kingmaker, I'm pretty sure. There's also a few scrolls that can set alignments. Those are in this game. I know in paper it's as simple as going to the priest and atoning, which costs some money. Look into that. It is technically an atonement ritual. I suppose it would be a scroll in this. He's so angry. He's rafting so hard, so aggressively. You only need 2 more shifter levels, and then you're so cool at being chaotic good. You need to maintain the air of neutrality for just a hair longer. You're blasted away into the horizon by Senzu's loudness. Senzu, how could you? That's littering. You made a single lawful action in your back. You need to tote this line so hard. Oh, I was gonna smite this guy, but it doesn't matter. We're through. We beat up the giants. Go tell the Queen of Drang Lake. Did I get you? Oh, sorry. I thought Senzu was laughing at my joke, but actually it was my girlfriend's joke. He's over here laughing at my girlfriend without me. The Crusaders killed the cultists who were gathering an army of wild giants to storm Dresden. Now that Dresden is safe, workers can be transferred from the urgent strengthening of the walls to other important tasks. It's not easy being neutral, it's true. Hello? Elementals. Oh no. You can't reach me this turn. You can go wherever you want, anytime. You're slow, you're medium. A hole? I'm always looking for an opportunity to use the hole skill. The water elemental's scared. Ah, they went around the hole. They always go around the hole. Our clerics are a little bit on fire, but they're fine. Golly. You just got that guy. Lay your hands. These things are not evil, right? They're neutral. They're not evil. We can't, Yeah, we can't hit them. I was like, well, technically it doesn't say it can only target an evil creature. But it does say it targets an evil creature in the description. Rock? Incredible. I can chase down the air elemental, sure. Yeah, sure, depends. Restore your... Actually, who's missing more units? I wish I could easily see that. Restore your own health? I can't also restore my friend's health, sadly. Yeah, I was worried that would happen. We'll restore the mounted scout some. And then... Wow. And then we make the water elemental come to us. Why did that hurt us? Actually, Plus takes 3. Cure takes 2. I can bless and then cure next turn. Water elemental also neutral, certainly. It costs nothing, so I'll do it just in case. It did nothing. Water elemental just dealt damage and ran away. Oh, good. Incredible. This Fox's morale game is so high. Okay, yeah, they're all kind of hurt. I forgot it would just tell me the range of how many I might restore. Oh wait, are they doing more damage when I have them run around because they're charging? Is that what's happening? Does it not matter about the enemies facing at all? They just care, they just like moving? Because now it's 203 over here and 280 over here. They just like going for a run. Chasing elementals away to their home planes, Crusaders find a huge crystal filled with magical energy. It appears that it was imbued with the elemental force many years ago and convoyed to Dresden but never arrived. Its guards have perished, and the crystal itself, a powerful vessel of magical essence, has been drawing elemental spirits year after year. We get a level up for this. General uses trap skills. You get a +3 bonus to power per level of this feat. All ranged units have +2 bonus to damage. We don't have any of those, but that sounds awesome. That's a siege. It's a trap. That's a siege. And I forgot to use that also. Guess I'll take Siege Mastery. I'll save. The fort. It's all elementals. I don't feel confident about this. I am willing to try it one time, though. Thinking about it, because I can potentially take these guys out, or I can lay a trap. I'll probably get one or both of these elementals. I didn't have to deal with the elementals at all last time. Well, the earth elemental specifically. Earth elemental moves out of the way. Reasonable. We hit the water one. Throw a rock. Beautiful. Lay your hands. That's fair. Okay, clerics on cultist duty. Because cultists, typically, at least these ones, probably evil. Can I boost infantry? Wait. We're reducing the power of enemy infantry. Right. That's what that does. Oh, I really thought we were going to do a lot more damage to these. Well, we're literally reducing AC. Well, that's a kind of power. Oh, woo! Hello, Wolf Sage. How are you doing? How do we drop into this game? How long we been on it? Horrible things just happened. But somehow the water elemental died. Oh! It died because the cultist used damage everyone. Sorry. Okay. So today, we've been playing this for 45 minutes. In general, a couple weeks, 2 times a week. I have actually played it before. This is Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, if you haven't seen it before. So the whole game does not look like this. This is like a war game mini game. You played a bit. You have like 2,500 hours. Gotcha. I have not played quite that much. I have started and stopped a few saves on my own. The furthest I've got, I believe, was I finished up Act 4, didn't quite start Act 5. I think. But that was several years ago. I always like to peek who's around. Restart. There's so many characters you can make in this. And they're all cool. And then when I haven't played for a little while, I'm like, might as well just make a new character. I've reached Dresden, I think, 3 times. Which honestly is not that many, but that's not accounting for all of the characters who never made it out of Shield Maze at the very beginning. I think you're about halfway through Act 3 at this point. What is an act? I've been calling what you're doing Act 4. You're playing Shifter. You've managed to rebalance your alignment, just barely. I just assume whenever the game changes location in a major way, or like a mode of play, that's kind of an act, but I don't know. Actually, can I just reduce your AC again? Because I think that's worn off. Shifter is very strong and very fun. Because Cass was doing Shifter, I tried Midnight Isles DLC, the Treasure of the Midnight Isles DLC for the first time, just so I could make a Shifter to try out. The tutorial isn't an act. Played a lot of Treasure solo runs. I didn't buy the DLC because I was like, I'm not gonna buy the DLC until I beat the base game, right? And Cass was showing off her Shifter. Okay. We're just wailing on this guy. I'm accelerating. I mean, I guess Shield Maze can be called tutorial, I suppose. I was thinking like Canabras, the road up to Dresden, and then where I'm at would be 3. But then you change location again. to a place I won't name because we haven't got there yet. So I was calling that Act 4. And I stopped playing just after that. Not like because of anything, and I always wanted to get back to it, but it turns out I actually can't finish a game unless I'm streaming it. So here we are. Oh my goodness. Fortress was a sanctuary for spell-casting demonologists. The fire that started during the battle spread to the libraries filled with blasphemous knowledge. The glow of this massive fire lights up the dark expanses for miles around. Oh, usually by big things going. Yeah. Saves go. Like after bailing out Dresden Act 3. Yeah. But also, normally it's a 3-act structure. Can't take either dredge out. Okay, maybe take out the retrievers. But also, the dredge probably aren't going to move. Not yet. 5 to 6, according to the community, I see. They'll be fine. What's our main character? They are not fine. The scouts were not fine, it turns out. Main character is Alusa, a halfling cavalier of the paw. Currently on the Izada mythic path. Cavalier goes Burr, very much so. I admit, I haven't played my first save in a very long time. And I was like, I wonder what I want to play for stream. And I ended up just remaking my original character. Shamelessly, I might add. Retrievers aren't evil, right? They are, actually. You're the main character, it's you. Hi, Banana. Yours received 4 digits late game with that class. It's very funny. One of my partners is very into Pathfinder. And is very, shocked, affronted at the concessions made in this that mean a cavalier can just make a full attack at the end of a move and also is flaking all the time. That works. Only one. counts. Oh, because you still get the proper charge attack with that. I was building something like that. I don't know if this is going to go all the way through, by the way. This one might be a restart. I was building something like that for paper. And I was looking at just air diving with a lance on from a wasp. Extreme pain. Trick to winning Hardened Crusade mode. My trick so far is spam Firebolt. But otherwise, we've been getting by okay. This might actually be fine. I was considering whether or not I wanted to heal. They're actually fine. They do like no damage. Get him. I just want to make sure that we're not gonna lose anybody. Yep, we're fine. They were all retriever. A gang of demons hunting runaway slaves was not reckoning on facing the commander's conquering forces. Among the bloody corpses, the Crusaders discovered a dark, god-forsaken altar fashioned from the teeth of demons' captured victims and the webs of the monstrous mechanical spider retrievers. The soldiers clamored to burn it, but the more tactically minded officers decided not to rush into anything and passed it on to the commander for examination. The altar of the first retrievers. Barely a soul has ever managed to escape the revenge of the demons. The fiends dispatched the retrievers, the creepy mechanical spiders they created for hunting, to silently track down their enemies. Neat. The retrievers' ravenous hunger seeped into the altar. Decades later, worshippers took their sacrifices there. Neat. I guess that's ours now. I actually still got some juice. We're coming up on ads though, so I don't know about starting another one. Alright, tell you what. We'll hit ads and then we'll actually adventure a little bit. See everyone in just a few minutes. Welcome back. Sorry, I scrolled. We're us. We're adventuring. We're having a dinner party at Heaven's Edge. Everyone is fatigued. We're gonna rest real quick. We almost got there. Are you the best for this? Ninja's the best for this. That'll work.
Another stopping place, another troubled sleep interrupted by the snores of my adored companions. Sela, could you perhaps sleep a little further away from me? A mile should do it.
Yeah, right. The snores of a paladin possess the magical ability to ward off all fiends. Didn't you know? My snores are doing you a favor, pal.
Love her. I don't know why I bothered resting. Certainly this is just going to be a typical dinner party. My dog? Where's my dog? What's Regil doing here? You just invited
My
everyone?
Not so numerous, but nonetheless dearest guests. About a year ago at my last birthday party, I assured you all that I nurtured a deep-seated hatred for boring people who give protracted speeches in the misplaced belief that their inner thoughts are of any interest to anyone but themselves. Now I am a whole year older and also a full-fledged crusader, an honorable position that requires me to be as dull, pedantic, and vexing as I possibly can. Therefore, a speech it is.
Aaron's face is impossible to read. He has his usual half-smirk fixed in place, his eyes gleaming with excitement, but his anxious gaze wanders for just a moment too long before he begins his speech.
The revered cleric Nestrin, my guardian and tutor, often told me that those who live a sinful life may expect to join the abyssal hordes after they die. This is why their path is the most despicable of all. A part of their soul may return to Mendev in the abominable form of a demonic invader.
Yeah?
Every time we see a demon, we might as well think about it. What if this wretched creature used to be your great-great-grandfather? What if certain parts of this pointy-tailed beauty used to belong to your pious cousin? They say that the demons represent the sins of the souls they are made of. Succubi emerge out of lustful souls. Vandals turn into Abracandilu. Gluttons become Nabasu. I, for one, am determined to commit as many different sins as possible, so that the distributive mechanism of the abyss breaks when it tries to decide what to do with my soul.
What a charming
You,
individual.
my dearest guests, will be my assistants in this complicated task. Eat, drink, and indulge yourselves in whatever vices you can. Let nobody leave this house as righteous as they entered it. Live every day like it's your last. After all, nobody knows when that day will arrive, do they?
Aaron smirks, finishing his wine, and tosses the glass to the ground. What is a crusader? Honestly, man knows how to party. True. Let nobody leave this house as righteous as they entered it is not a bad slogan. It's Leoder. Oh, interesting. Inquisitor Leoder whispers into your ear from behind. You find anything? Nothing, really. I just took note of a few things. I attempted to find out whether anything unusual or mysterious has happened to the Count over the past 10 years. During my conversations with his acquaintances, two people noted that he never speaks of the revered Nestrin, the priest of Ayamade, who was his guardian and tutor. Yet, he just mentioned Nestrin in his speech, whatever that might mean. You know the path? Oh yeah, I mentioned the Azada earlier when you asked about the main. Did you try to find out anything odd that happened to Darren over the past 2 years? He literally just said so. I'll be honest, it's one of only... No, wait, I have technically started 3 Mythic Paths. But it's the only one I've actually, like, made any progress on. You know, previously. Some of his servants complain about strange occurrences in the house, like objects moving by themselves or candles going out. Of course, that could simply be a figment of their imagination. It's also very well known that the Count often invites various spellcasters to entertain him, and encourages them to use their magic in mischievous ways. Practically the whole of Mendev knows the story about the 3 drunk wizards and their teleportation race across the roofs of Canavras after a party at the Count's house. What I'm trying to say here is that any fluctuations in residual magic at his house are not at all surprising. You've to still receive the best... No, I've got her. You remember I said I didn't like Lich? I was making progress in Lich, and I found out... I received a spoiler of something that happened later on, and it made me quit. I didn't feel like continuing the save anymore, and I ended up not playing for a little bit. But I'm interested in trying it again, you know, eventually. There's a lot of Angel, Gold Dragon, and Demon. We haven't actually seen Dragon yet, careful. Senzu was, or my husband was the second one and third one. Okay, yeah, it's out there. Cass, do you remember when you were talking about using the scales? And I was like, hold on. I gotta look into something real quick. And then I was like, okay, you can use the scales. That's why. You need to unlock some paths by playing the game first. No. Some paths are only accessible later in game. You unlocked all of them that you could at the time you saw them. But there's a point where you can branch. Some of his servants complain about strange occurrences. Oh, no, we already read that. There was the matter of the abduction, however. A gang of bandits kidnapped the Count hoping for a ransom, but the only reward they got was death. Afterward, the Count told everyone he had hired the bandits himself as a joke. He told us that story. The other mercenary squad that freed him and executed the bandits was also in his employ. Nobody really wanted to delve too deep into this case after confirming the identity of those wretched cutthroats. There's one disturbing fact about it all, and I don't mean the Count's bizarre idea of fun. The mercenaries who supposedly freed him had also cut off the bandits' heads after they had already killed them. Everyone has at least one angel, to be fair. Would you have had to not choose one at that time? Or by branch, do you mean... Oh, no. So you can swap. There's a point where I think you might have to choose one, and then later on you can swap. Their heads were cut off? You mean the bandits who attacked Darren? Yeah. Perhaps I wouldn't have even noticed this detail had I not visited Heaven's Edge right after the tragic incident. I remember we also found several headless bodies, both of guests and demons. We thought they'd been decapitated during the fight. Alright, Inquisitor, what do we need to do? Good to know for future playthrough. It should be coming up. He met the gold dragon. Didn't seem to say anything about a path. He just went, yo, nice soul, and dipped. I think, I don't know how it's actually unlocked, but it may or may not be too late, actually. Because I know you're not at that choice yet. Aw, Isa, thank you for the pets. Now that's the hardest part. I need to dive deep into the best of this place. Or past of this place, what am I doing? Which requires casting several different spells over some time. It'd be very convenient for me if nobody interrupted the process, especially the Count himself. I don't think he remembers my face, but a suspicious stranger casting unknown spells might attract his attention. All in all, what I want you to do is distract the master of the house. Right now, he's playing host in the very place I'd like to start with. You assumed it was way earlier. No. It is ahead of what you're doing right now. This game has so much to it. So much. Is it? How do I distract him? I think I can figure out how to distract him myself. I don't know. Maybe your companions can assist you somehow? Or you can take a look around. Perhaps there's something that can help us. Good luck. Come back to me when the Count leaves. I'll tell you everything I managed to find out, and maybe even show you something. My dog? Where is my dog? That's true. He invited Regil here. He did not invite Aivu. I can imagine how lovely this manor must have been before the war. I yearn to set up my easel in one of the pleasant little alcoves and paint to my heart's content. Decorative plants are in a miserable state. They've been neglected for many years. Well, you know what? That's fair. It's 11 p.m. Do you know which Twitch channel your dog is streaming on? It's okay. I mean, the main people I'm concerned about spoilering are, like, you. Is the entrance to Aldia's Keep? Yo. Darren, who's been watching the guest with an unreadable expression, turns his head to you and says in a casual tone, like he's continuing a conversation that was interrupted. I've always considered myself an aesthete, not a hero. When doomsday comes, I thought, I'd pour myself a glass of 100-year-old wine, sit in the front row, and just watch the world burn. Playing the violin was also an option. Now I'll be damned if I know how I ended up in the Fifth Crusade. How did I become the companion of a heroine chosen by Iomade? Aww, it was our destiny to end up together. Hey, there's no Nero here. That was an original thought. Sometimes the most casual occurrences dictate our fate's course. I'm afraid that is not always the case. Sometimes it's dictated by alien but wholly deliberate forces. What an odd thing to say. Right? You're sure Pathfinder has no Nero analog? Of course not. This is a completely fantasy world with no parallels to reality whatsoever. Have you seen the world map? Completely alien. Report all of your work so far in half an hour? Absolutely not. Tell me more about Heaven's Edge. This estate was once a truly beautiful sight, with its lush gardens and placid ponds. Aaron smiles briefly. It's a genuine smile, quite different from his usual half-smirk. Galarian is just that unique. / affectionate, of course, of course. The house itself is not that large, however. This land was part of the border region even before the world ripped, so my ancestors took that into account when laying the foundations. The larger the mansion, the harder it is to defend. I'd gladly give you a tour, but I'm afraid there's not much to see here. I didn't have much time, so my servants only managed to clean up this yard, the Great Hall, and a couple of rooms. There's nothing interesting about them, except perhaps the magical firefighting system powered by water elementals. I'm not sure it's still functional, though. Well, I'm going for a stroll. Seize your chance to have fun. Almost anything can be forgiven but boredom. That is a crime against itself. And apathy is a tragedy, I'm sure. You should leave a soapstone message at the best of the left stairs that says right. It'll be hilarious. Should I also leave one at the base of the right stairs that says left? Oh, sorry. Amelia, how you doing? I adore this estate. So much beauty and so many quiet nooks. She loves a good nook. I'm a comedy genius. Thank you, I try. Fake doors. Fake doors. Sealed and hasn't been opened in a very long time. Oh, it's you. Do you remember me? I called upon you to save the Count in Canabras. Why is the music here so much louder than anywhere else? I guess it's fitting. Music is just so loud here. I gotta adjust. It's like this in the beginning too. Thank goodness. Alright, now it's still kinda loud. The psychological premise for mortals' attraction to sites of mass murder or gluttony. Which article for my encyclopedia should I focus on now? It's pretty stupid. That's the harshest thing I've ever seen Ember say. Bracers of Heavy Hand. +3 damage on... Wait a minute. Didn't we just get that? +3 bonus on damage rolls with offhand weapon when dual wielding. They're right there. We can have one for Greybore now if we want. That's clear purpose. Oh, am I dumb? Is that what I actually just picked up? It sure is. I was reading the bracers I was wearing. It actually lets the wearer cast healing spells without provoking attacks of opportunity and a +2 bonus on concentration checks. I'm pretty sure Darren can already do that. Maybe not. Is it a revelation you got? This is the problem with playing like a couple of games of this at the same time. Put them on. You know what, while we're here, why don't you put on at least some kind of cloak? Ring of protection +4? Sorry, but I'm gonna be greedy and take that. Gonna have my +2.
We do it my way.
Anyway, now that I've completely looted his house, maybe I'll actually have a party with the guy. Oh. Not all the rooms have been cleaned that are accessible. Normal heavy shield. Normal cold iron masterwork orc double axe. Rachel. I am not going to be able to pass that if it's just me. Why'd you really decide to throw a party at the scene of such tragedy? What's this ghoulish farce all about? I didn't want to say this to him, but... Aaron freezes. What an odd feeling. It's like I had been lying under the sun in a spectacular meadow in full bloom, and then you barge in to pour a bucket of ice-cold water all over me. Is this how you treat people who invite you to their celebrations? No, you don't have to answer. I could come up with a polite excuse, but I'd rather match your courteous manners and put it bluntly. I do not wish to continue this conversation. Thank you for ruining my mood. I shall retire to my chambers for a time. The Count gives you a pointedly formal bow and leaves. Poor guy. I could have asked him to a quiet corner. I see you did your part, Commander. Thank you. Now get ready to watch and listen closely. I will unravel the past of this place and try to show you whatever I find. The hum of voices, laughter, and music fills your mind. Then the visions come, fragmented and hazy at first, before eventually coalescing to reveal a single face. It is a woman of stunning, heavenly beauty, and her delicate features instantly tell you who she is. The pale resemblance to Darren is obvious. That is her, I suppose? My dear guests, the Lady of Heaven's Edge welcomes all of you today. I hope this day is as bright for you as it is for me, because on this day, my only precious, sometimes arrogant, but utterly beloved child was born. A child... I can't get a read on what kind of creature this is. A child is usually a reflection of the parents and caretakers, Countess. We allow the humble tutor of this young man to address the guests, and the man of the hour as well. Oh, it's Nestrin. We talked about him earlier. A new face appears. It is a handsome old man with a strong, dignified posture and a voice that emanates power. Oh, that is not what I did. Can't we have just one day without your sermons? It's my birthday, after all. 10 years ago, the young Darren had an utterly angelic appearance. His table manners and expression lacked the dignity of a true angel, however. Are angels known for their table manners specifically? German Devian custom. Day! I'm sure the Reverend Nestrin only wanted to hug you and offer his best wishes on your birthday. Wait, what? What's that noise? Shrill laughter rings in your ears and reverberates in the base of your skull, and the vision, Alilatu, appears before the guests of the estate and gives them an exaggerated, scornful bow. The sorceress of evil has come to your celebration, mortals. Did you prepare a treat for me, too? Very, over the top. I guess as a demon you're allowed to be. Do you want, spawn of the abyss? I've already done everything I wanted to. Hey, you, tottering cleric, look around. Don't you notice anything odd? The plague is in your wine, in your food, in the air around you, in your blood. Soon you will all die. Pray to your pathetic goddess, and call upon your healing powers all you want, but they're not going to help you. Nothing will help you. I'll give you a chance to see it for yourselves, and when I return, the grave realization will have already sunk its teeth into your throats. Oh, how I love watching mortals in their final, desperate hours. The demon finishes her speech with an air kiss to Darren, making him freeze in horror and disappears. Theodore shakes his head and slowly exhales, rubbing his temples. The first appearance of the disease in the Lilitu, one of many sisters of the accursed Minago. So far, everything I've seen matches the official version of events. Surely the cleric could have done something. I can't say for certain, but I believe there was nothing he could have done. Magical disease is already difficult enough to cure, and this plague struck very fast indeed. Now we must find out what happened next. Who are the people? Countess Selena Aronde was Darren's mother, and one of the most beautiful women in the history of Mendev. She was an ASMR, just like her son. The old man is the esteemed cleric Nestrin, one of our Count's guardian and tutor. He was well known for his unfaltering faith and iron will. I was only passing acquaintances with him, so I can't tell you anything more than that. I didn't recognize the others, but Darren told me the first victims of the disease were his second cousin and his cousin's wife, hailing from the eastern border. You missed recruiting Darren because his plot seems interesting? Oh, I see. He's definitely a guy. He had to grow on me over time, I have to admit. Also, hey Ear, how are you doing? Yeah, Cass told him to hit the bricks. I can sense the aftershocks of a very strong outburst of emotions and memories somewhere in the west wing of this house. Something must have happened in one of the rooms, so please, check if anyone is in there and distract them if need be. Maybe in another life you'll do his story. I almost missed him in the offline game that I started because everyone was playing this and I didn't want to wait for stream to play with them.
Follow if you dare.
From what you've seen in streams, that seems very understandable. Fair enough. He's definitely an acquired taste. This could be the room. Almost certainly is. Of course, it's exactly where Darren went. Darren arches a brow at you, but he doesn't seem to be disturbed in the slightest by your entrance. He's not trying to cover up or get dressed any faster. Commander, I assume that you have an urgent matter that requires my attention. Why are so many options just I want you to make lists or do paperwork? You did his Act 1 quest, didn't realize you had to talk to him to recruit him until it was too late. Oh, I didn't realize that either, actually. I honestly didn't realize you could miss him. Cass also tried to dodge Regil and he just showed up anyway. I kind of thought he would just be, like, handed to you one way or another. So what's this room? Daring Cass to look around the room as if he had never seen it before, then shrugs carelessly. Just a random room. I told my servants to make some rooms ready. This is one of the rooms they chose. I'm absolutely confident you won't be able to persuade Camellia to dance with you. Or, you won't be able to persuade Saciel to draw a portrait of you, a nude portrait. Actually, we'll go with that one. Recruited Regil, so you could give his armor to Sela and to see more content, pretty much. Regil chased you down. I kind of did the same thing. I was like, well, I don't want to leave someone behind, you know? Hesitantly accepts the gnome. And then I immediately stretched his armor out and slapped it on my paladin. That sounds like a fine idea. Our cleric will surely turn down a direct request, but if I tell him we can sell the portrait at a charity auction, why, have I never before thought of selling my nude portraits at a charity auction? It'll cause a huge scandal, but it'll also be good for a good cause. This will give those god botherers something to complain about. You've given me a brilliant idea. Sorry I'm reading worse and worse. I've become so dry. I should sell my nude portraits for charity. I don't think it would work. I'm just blue goo all the way down. And having the idea of a century. That's what I keep telling Twitch, and they're like, no. That does not fly. Good that you were able to do as I asked. Prepare yourself. This vision might be rather difficult to watch. Prepare yourselves. Young Darren stands motionless by the Countess's bed. His face is pale with fear, and for good reason. His mother's heavenly beauty is gone. Her smile, once beaming with vitality and happiness, looks more like the grimace of a corpse. Only her golden hair still glows, a sad reminder of the healthy young woman she was just a few hours ago. Mother, can you hear me, Mother? Hey, my boy, how did you get here? The Countess's voice is fading. Don't come any closer, this disease. Mother, listen. The revered Nestrin has sealed the gates. He says he won't let anyone leave the estate. If the plague reaches the larger settlements, nobody will be able to stop it. He claims this is why the demons attacked us in the first place. They knew that we would call upon the strongest clerics to heal us, and those clerics would catch the disease and die as well. The fat Baron and his family tried to escape, but 3 armed paladins barred the way and said they would not let them go. Mother, we need help. Canabras is full of clerics, wizards, and demons who know... And demons know who else. They might know how to stop it. We need to get there as soon as possible. We must obey the Reverend Nestrin. We are the Lords of Mendev, and we must protect our people. If it reaches Canabras, thousands of innocent people will die. I don't care about any innocence. Darren's voice rises to a shout. You're ill, Mother. You're dying. You must tell them to open the gates and take you to Canabras. They won't listen to me, but you are the lady of the estate. They can't refuse you. I can't. I must. Please leave, my dearest. Don't lose hope. You can still... A convulsion overtakes the Countess's body. The last words are swallowed by a long, guttural groan. Theodore wearily rubs his temples, but his face is unreadable. Now I have an answer to one of my many questions. Nobody went to Canabras in search of help, because the revered Nestrin didn't let them. He valued the safety of the city more than the lives of his flock at the estate. What a difficult choice it must have been. All lives are equally valuable. How could he refuse to save them just because he thought some other people might suffer? Well, was there really no other choice? Who can say now? They could have sent one of the paladins to bring help from Canabras, assuming that the Knight of God was immune to the disease. That's a pretty good idea, actually. That's a wonderful idea. Why didn't they think of that? Perhaps Nestrin thought he might need them to maintain order. Or maybe he understood that the demon would not allow anyone to leave anyway. Or maybe the plague was so strong it could mow down even the most righteous warriors. We'll never know any of these hypotheses are true. Poor guy. Theodore rubs his chin thoughtfully. I've never been in the revered Nestrin's position, but I know the price of difficult decisions, especially those that you have to make quickly. I have no right to judge him, but we must continue our investigation. Next site I'd like to examine is the Great Hall. That is where we found the remains of Nestrin and the demons. I assume he killed them in a confrontation. He did? That guy? But we must make sure of that. Please, help me clear the area so I can study it. Okay, go find Darren and tell him to move. Got it. Oh. Countess Selena Nevia Dara Arande with her infant son Darren. Unlike typical aristocratic portraits, this one depicts a young mother having fun with her child on a seesaw. Oh. Stop trying to talk me into this. You have neither heart nor conscience, Darren. Even the noble idea of charity becomes a farce when you touch it. It's for art, Saciel. I don't think these so-called innocents will suffer from knowing what their money and medicine came from my sinful silhouettes. Aww. I kinda thought they were just looping. There's a feverish gleam in Darren's eyes, owing to either tipsiness or some overabundance of emotion. Oh there, Alusa. What'd you call me? That rotter Saciel refused to sketch me in the nude for charity. But it didn't upset me too much. The faces he made while I was explaining the idea to him were well worth it. He looked very much like a pious matron being confronted with a talking male organ, one that was 2 foot long and being held aloft by a pair of golden angel wings. That, in many ways, you are that. You made brownies? Oh my goodness, are you sharing? That's delightful. How are you enjoying my party? Are you having a good time? Yeah, I'm having the time of my life. At least someone here is having fun. Fine, let's change the subject. I thought the unique ambience of Heaven's Edge and the fact we're on the very border with the World Wound would make this celebration special. I thought the past would resurface and make itself known. Darren smirks bitterly. Well, it seems even ghosts don't wish to attend my parties anymore. What can we do to liven up the evening? I am not going to ask him for reports. I can have brownies? Thank you. Gonna be alone with my no, be alone with him. We'll have a drinking contest. Ah yes, the tried and trusted method for salvaging a dull party. For salvaging anything, actually. I'm ready, but who's my competition? Me, of course. What's this? The commander herself, the heroine of Canabras, the chosen one, is challenging me to a drinking contest. I'm in. Let's drink until one of us falls unconscious or begs for mercy. No, I can't see. We're too far away and I'm too small. That was just a little warm-up, I say. One more? Yes. Are we done here, or are you ready for another round? Let's continue. There's no feedback, so why not? My grandfather, or maybe my great-grandmother, put this bottle in the family cellar. So why did it fail the scion of the illustrious Arundes in its time of need? Darren looks a bit unsteady on his feet. I don't feel very well. Hey everyone, let's go back outside. I need to get some fresh air in my lungs. Here we are again, Commander. Later looks grim but focused. So let's take another glimpse into the past. A ripple of laughter flows through the hall. It begins as a sweet, charming chuckle, but then turns into a rasping cackle that makes Darren huddle even deeper into his corner. Oh, there he is. I didn't see him at first. Why are you running from me, my sweet prince? Come on, let me touch you. I'll give you... The booming voice of an old man dressed in Iomedean robes shakes the walls of the hall. Get away from him, demon. Let the boy go. By the blade of the Inheritor, you touch him only over my dead body. You are pathetic, old cleric. Are you the guardian of this charming little prince? Well, you guarded him in vain. The disease is already circulating in his blood, and soon he will rot before your very eyes. You won't be able to help him, and I can at least make sure his death is beautiful, clean, and sweet. The demoness turns her eyeless face to Darren and licks her lips. A coarse laugh escapes the young man's throat. We'll see about that. The Odor turns towards you in astonishment. Droplets of sweat glisten on his temples. Something's wrong, Commander. My spells are not working as expected. It's as if some kind of supernatural explosion occurred here 10 years ago, blending everything together. The magical auras, the emotions, the memories. I'll try again to read it. Could it be dangerous? I cannot say for certain, but it is unlikely. The past is in the past, and no one can travel through time except for some uniquely powerful entities like eons, or perhaps the eldest of the First World. Even though the past of this place is horrible, it poses no threat to us in the present. Continue. Just give me a moment to focus. I'll try to channel my visions and feelings to you as accurately as possible. Aaron, my boy, what is going on? Theodore's muscular shoulders suddenly begin to shake. The vision he's channeling does not change, but you feel something enormous and chilling silently infiltrate the reality around you. The presence of this nameless being becomes almost palpable. Some alien entity is talking to him. Hurry, old cleric, stop him right now. Do you really want to see what happens when... Save me, can you save me? The presence thickens into something more tangible. The entity is silent, but you feel your blood pulsing in your temples, and each beat brings a new image, or rather, a new notion. Help brings a feeling of relief and safety. Exchange makes the pulse stronger, more demanding. Gate and secret come immediately after. The images become heavier, almost visible. Secret. Keep the secret, otherwise death. Death and death and death. The gruesome images whirl through your mind, filling it with pain and fear. And then it all starts again. Help, exchange, secret, death. Nestrin stretches out his shaking hands, suddenly, looking like a doddering old man instead of a mighty cleric imbued with holy power. Darren, wait! The thing you're about to let loose is even worse than these demons. Darren's body is quivering like a taut bowstring. His eyes dart from the cleric to the demoness, who is frantically casting protective spells. Demons, saints, I'm so fed up with all of you. Burn! You're right. Oh, that's actually the first dialogue option. Theodore opens his eyes with a groan, then gets back on his feet. His legs are wobbly, his eyebrows cut, and he seems not to notice. Sincere sorrow is written on his face, as well as a strong hint of horror. What a misfortune. No, what a disaster. Everything is far worse than I imagined. Are you alright? The strain, the emotions, they overwhelmed me and made me faint like an agitated youngster. It's nothing, really. I'll not be able to cast any spells for the rest of the day, but aside from that, I'm fine. You understand what happened 10 years ago? The Inquisitor slowly exhales through clenched teeth and says in a low voice, still massaging his temples. Yes and no. Damn it, my thoughts are astray. I'll try to explain everything to you in full detail. Many living things are capable of performing the most extraordinary feats, good or bad, when a deadly threat looms over them. 10 years ago, the young Count found himself cornered in every sense of the word, and he allowed some alien entity to intercede for him. It frightens me that all my experience as an Inquisitor is completely useless in this case. It does not resemble anything I have ever heard or read about this entity. I think I will call it the Other. Possesses uncanny power. It was capable of instantly killing 3 greater demons, a mighty cleric, and a host of other mortals. You saw everything yourself. What's even worse is that this entity, this Other, it is still here. Theodore takes a long pause. His gaze is drawn to the chamber where all the guests are laughing and dancing. Darren's eloquent voice rises above the music for a moment. He's asking someone to bring more wine and add more logs to the fire. I don't know what exactly this creature is, but I know what it did to the Count. It turned him into a living gateway. The Other is not inside the Count's body. It is not directly controlling his mind. That's why there are no obvious signs of possession, but it is looking through his eyes. It treats him like a window into our world, and it can instantly step through it to wreak whatever havoc it desires. Does Darren know anything about all this? Yes, of course he does. Did you hear what the Other tried to convey to us? Help in exchange for a secret. Death. Death to those who know the truth. It wants to have an opportunity to use the Count as a gateway without anyone knowing. This is what made Darren deny that he remembered anything about the conclusion of the events at Heaven's Edge. What might the Other want? This is the strangest thing about it all. It came to this world 10 years ago and it's still here, right? All this time it has been watching us through the eyes of the Count. Had it, for instance, wanted to kill Her Majesty the Queen, it would have had plenty of opportunities to do so. The Count can get close to practically every influential figure in Mendev, but the Other refuses to act, or its interests lie in some other sphere. Did the Other kill everyone then? The disease was not to blame? Not everyone, just Nestrin, his paladins, and the few remaining guests. Damn it. I know that is the work of the mysterious omnipotent entity, but it still stings. If I were here 10 years ago, and I didn't check... Oh, I was here 10 years ago, and I didn't check everything personally. Those who did failed to sense that something was wrong. Well, we have to do something, do we? Well, nah, yeah, we probably should. Yes, now I understand Father Nestrin perfectly. I must make a crucial decision despite a dearth of information. The Inquisitor falls silent a while. Then he looks you right in the eye. Commander, first and foremost, I apologize to you. Second, I must ask you to keep this secret. What are you sorry for? I apologize for dragging you into this mess. You see, the other, an entity of immense power, stated very clearly that it would kill anyone who found out the truth. Anyone who knows that the Count is actually its living gateway. I suppose the secret is currently known to 3 people on Galarian. You, me, and Count Darren. And that means Later gives you a crooked smile and shrugs. Well, why should I keep it a secret? He just explained this very clearly. As soon as the Count finds out that we know his secret, the other will understand it as well. We do not know what it is and what exactly is the scope of its powers, but we do know that it would dispose of anyone who might reveal its existence. I've made a decision. I will not tell anyone about the discovery we've just made, not even the Queen or my superiors. Instead, I will immediately go to Nerosian and sift through all the archives of the Inquisition in order to find out what exactly we are dealing with and how it can possibly be defeated. I may also make some cautious inquiries in other places, including Absalom. Still, I will not reveal the truth until I have found at least some reliable information. I'm asking you to do the same. Specifically, do not say a single word about our investigation to the Count himself. What are you going to do with Darren himself? At the very least, he's guilty of letting the other into this world. I don't want to say that. Do you want me to lead the crusade while carrying a bomb that may explode at any moment? I'm afraid that you won't be able to hide from the consequences when the bomb does explode. It's up to you to decide, though. Fine, I'll keep the secret. It's literally the only option. Loder lets out a sigh of relief. You've made the right choice. I recommend that you go back to the guests and spend the rest of the evening as you please. Anything else might raise suspicions. I must leave immediately in search of the knowledge we all need so desperately. Farewell, Commander. May the light of Iamade guide your path, and Leoder Hawkblade will try to keep your path to triumph clear of any unwanted guests. That was a little less sad than I was worried it was going to be, actually. Aww. I don't know if my opinion matters to you at all, but you are the very best guest I could ever wish for. You should have painted him. Everyone is so done. You know what I just realized? Darren was afraid to come here, and so that's why he did it. Because of that fear. He's so brave.
Impossible.
Brickwork looks strangely uneven.
We should move. I do what I must.
I like the party. It's a pity it's already coming to an end. I guess the way we enjoy the party, however we see fit, is by getting out of here. Before I actually head out, I'm going to take a real quick break. Get myself a drink. Get the ads out of the way. Be back in just a few. Welcome back. Oh no, I clicked.
I'm gone.
Already right next to the exit. Are you sure you don't want the shield or orc double axe? No, I'll be good. Liza, welcome back. Oh no, we've got movement points. Why is it always Hell Knights? I didn't realize we were basically converging over here. We'll try. It's the same army from before that destroyed us. My confidence is not high. I reject it. I was hoping I'd found another path by accident. We'll try one of these, though. More material points per day. Or faultless daybreak. Try for a faultless daybreak. It's not gonna get the fly. Oh my goodness. Be walking by. My trap. It's worthless. We'll take the ghouls. Not by as much as we were hoping. It occurs to me we can also cure the ghouls. We can also lay on hands the ghouls. At range? I didn't realize that's how that worked. Typically, you can't lay on hands from far away. You brought me drink. You heard me complaining about dryness. Are you all infantry? Who if you are? I guess you're cavalry? The horse, I guess, is cavalry. That makes sense. Move and cure the ghouls. I think, right? No. The turn ends when you move. Very clear mistake, but I'm still highly confident. Get demoralized. Hmm. Heal the horse. To death. No. He's so scared. I got this. They're barely there. Our infirmary, empty. Well, okay, not empty, but we're fine. During the First Crusade, the Radiant Serenray performed a miracle here, granting the Crusaders victory in a battle that was otherwise lost. Years later, during the Second Crusade, the Knights of Mendev clashed with an army of the Abyss here once again. They fought to the bitter end, but the miracle was not repeated. The carnage was atrocious, and those who fell found no repose, rising again as undead. Now they have found peace with the flames of bonfires. The Crusaders cleansed the blood and dirt from a statue of the Sun Goddess, lifting with trembling hands the sacred golden symbol from her chest, a relic long believed to have been lost. Banana, I love you so much. Aw. You're so sweet. We got the Faultless Daybreak. That's why we're having an easier time, by the way. Our infirmary is bigger. Spellcraft. Just +4 bonus to power. I was about to say, they don't really cast spells, but this affects the traps as well. It affects everything. Increase maximum size. Very tempting. All units +15 to morale. Our morale is pretty good. I don't think I've ever taken Master of Maneuver before. I'll take it here. And we can put another unit type here, and they can all stop sitting right over here in storage. It's so good. Well, I'll be honest, most of the fights I've won is through blasting things with fire. I'm excited to actually win some of these combats through not doing that for once. Okay, maybe a little fire. We can go again, but do we want to? We'll defend, I suppose. They're so scared. I'll get started on you. I mean, you gotta hit him. Faster combat, please, already. I'll take a bless. Lay hands. And slap a shear. You're fine, don't worry about it. That makes sense. Why wouldn't you just walk down there and hit that guy? Incredible. This is a good one to have the extra unit as well. Of all the morale effects. Well, I suppose that all affects the opponent, but still. Begging for mercy, one of the imprisoned demons points to an inconspicuous crack in the rock that their unit had been ordered to guard until the arrival of a pack of slaves. Examining the crack, the Crusaders return to the commander and proudly display a handful of shining dust ore. The crevice is home to an adamantine lode. This rare and precious metal will come in useful in the Mendivian army. I don't know about all that just now. What do you got? Spearmen? 2 paladins or 45 champions. We have no ranged units in that army. I would really like at least one. Is that marksman? Compared to these guys. Okay, 6 to 11. I was seeing if that was total or each. I suppose they could be marksmen. Get a save just in case that road doesn't meet up and this just drives them directly into the demons. No. That one. As for us... Green gates. Molten Scar. Stuff over here in this region. Target fort where a teleportation circle is built. We have none. We haven't done any of that so far. Oh my goodness. We still need material mostly. We can have a supply center. The supply center increases material points income by 3. We need this. The advance of the Crusade deeper into enemy territory lengthens supply routes and complicates logistics. The supply center is a citadel of scribes, clerics, and coachmen, whose job it is to see that the advancing army faces no shortages of medical supplies, ammunition, or provisions. Oh. 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 We've researched the supply center, which we can now buy for 50 and 25 material points. Teleportation circle costs 200. Supply center sounds very useful. We currently have a main barracks. They allow recruitment and provide weekly recruitment growth for conscripts, footmen, spearmen, convicts, houndmasters, champions, and shield bearers, if available. Only one can be built in total. An arsenal provides +1 bonus to AC for all trainable units in adjoining buildings. Okay, that's what I was checking. It matters where we place stuff. Only one arsenal can be built for each fort except Dresden. Archery range allows recruitment and weekly recruitment growth for archers, rangers, bandits, marksmen, axe hunters, slingers, and headhunters. We got a smithy. +1 bonus to attack for all trainable units in adjoining buildings. Adjoining means located in squares that share a side, not diagonals. Training grounds. 10% bonus to damage for all trainable units in adjoining buildings. Watchtower provides all allied units within the fort's area of control a +1 bonus to attack, AC, saving throws, and initiative. That sounds great. I'm sure I can tell where an area of control is. For now, supply center. Over here. Training grounds. Over here. We'll start marching back this way. We have been playing this for 2 hours. This is our first combat. I can full attack it, but I wanna ride my dog. We're literally about to rest, probably just from exhaustion.
I am your end.
Well done. You think you can make Camellia betray us? Impossible. She's true blue. I'm gonna persistently Phantasmal Killer you for that. Well, that's fair. No trip. Very sad. I can do a Holy Smite. I meant to switch off of turn-based mode. I keep forgetting to do that. I didn't even know you were here. Get her. Absolutely destroyed.
Don't hold back.
Okay. Saddle up, please. Thank you. All the characters are fatigued. So sad. Wish you could buff before leaving camp. Yeah. Especially if you're playing a mounted character. It is kind of frustrating. Just spawning into a surprise combat and you're not mounted for no reason. Or someone who needs mage armor. Yeah, that's fair. You can almost argue with stuff like that about durations. But come on, you think I'm not riding my mount while we're going through all this? Is Saddle Up a limited duration? It is not. You can get a dedicated buffer that has 24 buffs, or like 24-hour buffs. Yeah. I mean, if nothing else, you should have the option. I'm not denying that. Maybe we trade? An enemy has reached you and now attacks. I reached them, I'll have you know. They're retreating. They can go ahead and do that. Enemies are retreating, pursue them and fight. No, they can go ahead and do that. But yeah, we were talking about having an opportunity to apply buffs like that after camp before you start getting like attacked on the road and stuff. Or even not on the road, when you just arrive at a destination. Having buried those who died from the plague, warriors search the place and find a small grave where Sir Doland Regalor, a hero of the Second Crusade, rests in peace. They take care of the grave and clean the dead bodies and dirt from a small oasis nearby. Water instantly becomes clean, clear, and sweet. This place is much loved by the spirits and the gods. Good for it. We can actually have Fireball. Or Haste. Or Fireball. I'll take Fireball. We can make an attempt on the fort. You can almost hit all of them. Not quite. Ollie. Yeah, that makes sense that you do that. And then everyone cheered. We'll give it a shot. I'll hopefully trap him first. And that means that the water elemental wants to get to me, it's gonna have to go through the trap. And then I can throw a rock at it. Jeez. Producer AC. At least he's actually doing measurable damage to the elementals. We'll have a small heal. Not sure how much two clerics or cultists are actually helping them right now. I'm kind of using them as a cultist shield. You can also quickly restore your own hit points. There, we don't even have to worry about him. I was like, we could take him out, but I think I'd rather just deal more damage to the water elements since they're not really causing a problem. They solved themselves. Okay. Looks like the commander of this unit must have taken part in the attack on Canabras. What else would explain the item in the chest looted from the Tower of Estrid Museum that the Crusaders found? It's the unavoidable drill! Whenever the wielder of this +3 keen light pick attacks an enemy with DR, the DR is decreased by 1 until the end of combat. I mean, I might actually put that on. Drestrogen. The attack on Drestrogen. You don't know what came over you. It's okay, it happens to the best of us. What do you mean? Right, I gotta put it there. I don't know why I just had a light hammer in my hand. You know, I know they said it was a light pick, but I was really expecting it to be a little bit bigger than that. Oh yeah, what was it? Oh, you don't know what it was. Right. We're back. We're fatigued. Making our way towards Green Gates. There's someone on the road. Get ready. We maybe don't want Nenyo directly in front, and also why is Bismuth all the way back here? The pets are getting a little bit out of control. I can fight. Quick, tie him up. Is Bismuth from the statuette? They are. The Crusaders. The Crusaders are here. The Crescent of the Abyss must be informed. Oh! The Crescent of the Abyss? Don't worry, we're fatigued, but we got this. Maybe I keep it on turn-based mode still, but we've still got this. Who did I actually put that on? Who's this Bismuth right now? Is it Sela? It's Sela. But yes, it's from the statuette. Not allowed. He kind of considered being allowed, but not really. See, Alusa is fatigued and therefore cannot charge. However, Allison the dog is completely able to charge all she wants. No. You're too far away. Rude. I don't know why I moved Ember up there. I wouldn't have if I was taking this slightly more seriously.
Strike.
I was really hoping I'd be just barely close enough to get in here too. But no, and that's okay. So mean to Ember. How could you?
Into the fray!
You should have run.
Thank you for your scrolls and your magic items. I'm gonna try to remember to sell that at some point. Ooh. These innocents have gear. Well, not gear, but valuables. Ember's healed for some reason. And +1 glaze.
We do it my way.
Oh, it's over here? Oh no. I thought this was something else, I admit. It appears to have just been a precursor.
Follow if you dare.
Be mindful to keep destroyed uncollected loot checked, I guess. I've heard mixed reports. There's someone on the road. Get ready. I'm so ready. He's got this.
I am helpful, am I not?
You're so helpful. What would we do without you? Oh, it's a good thing.
I hope you appreciate
It's a good thing we
this.
spotted that when we did, because we did not spot the trap.
I am helpful, am I not?
Golly, I wonder what's over here. Hail, Baphomet. Hear our prayers. Accept this sacrifice, Baphomet. Curse you all! Praise be to Ayamade! It's her! The one who killed our brothers and sisters! Death to the killer, die! Yeah, get her! Look who it is! Woljif rises from the stone throne and halts the sacrifice with a raised hand. The cultist holding the knife over the victim on the altar stops. Woljif is wreathed in blue flame, and the demonic shadow rises up behind him. Really cute how you rotate your mouse. I was excited. It's my boy. Easy now. We're all friends here. This was just a little misunderstanding. You thought you'd come across Crusaders, but they're big fans of our Lord Baphomet too. Woljif half turns to you, his right eye twitching, which you interpret as an attempt to wink discreetly. Ain't that right? Your dog? It is. He's our good dog that we're going to train to be a good example for the bad dog we might get later. Yeah. Misunderstanding. Hail Baphomet. Woljif's face lights up. Right, exactly. Pilgrims of the World Wound meet the finest member of our big family. Hey there, Chief. Long time no see. Why don't we hold off on the sacrifice for now? We need to drink to this happy meeting, am I right? Yeah, let's do that. Tie that one on the altar up again. We'll get around to slaughtering it later. Ivy looks between you and Woljif in puzzlement. We're playing some kind of game, yes? How come nobody told me the rules? It's called improv, kid. Yeah, it is a game of the great forces led by our Lord Baphomet. And you are a worthy player in that game, you evil spawn of the abyss. I get it. Wait, let me think of what to say. You're right, my evil comrade. I will help you sow horrific horrors and strike fearsome fear into the hearts of mortals. The world has never seen a creature like me before, and knows not what I am capable of. Little Dragon is practically bouncing with enthusiasm. The cultist exchange looks and whispers. The chief cultist looks at his knife. Or lowers his knife, even. If the Crescent of the Abyss says so, then welcome. Make yourselves at home in the company camp of the Pilgrims of the World Wound. But why did you attack our brothers? Oh, listen. Ivu here is going to tell you why we attacked our brothers. They stole our sweeties. The cultist looks unconvinced, to put it mildly. Shit. Woljif rolls his eyes and interjects. The real reason why they attacked our fellow cultists was because the chief sometimes has these fits of insanity and battle rage. It's a blessing from Lord Baphomet. The chief goes crazy. She goes crazy and gets twice as strong as normal. But if the blessing kicks in at the wrong moment, well, that's just bad luck for you. I've had to get away from the crazed chief a few times, so I know what I'm talking about. Cultist casts a wary glance at your weapon, but passes no remarks. The scimitar or the very small pick? Good, the Crescent of the Abyss, our beacon in the darkness, and our oracle, has resolved this misunderstanding. Relax, friends, and after, if you wish, you may join our pilgrimage.
I'm off.
So you got supplies around here, or... You know, just a supply inspection. Hey, devil. And you saw on the altar is now tied up on the ground, his head hanging down. He's young, but his brown hair is prematurely peppered with gray. His expensive but practical clothes are stained and worn. Well, I hope they're worn. The man's pale cheeks have developed a scraggly beard over this time in captivity. The prisoner looks up at the sound of your footsteps. His eyes reveal nothing but weariness. You are not one of them. Only idiots who are desperate to believe everything they hear would fall for Woljif's lie. Who are you? Devil Gwynvear. Or Gwynviar, if it matters. Man's voice sounds hollow and detached. Nobleman, crusader, livestock waiting to be slaughtered. Did Woljif order you be sacrificed? Prisoner looks at you in surprise. Woljif? No. In my better days, I wouldn't have let a tiefling like him set foot in my house. I wouldn't have guessed at the wonders of generosity he was capable of. But fate has led us here, and I am glad to have him as a companion. I despised him at first, but then I realized he was just as much a prisoner here as myself. In turn, he seemed to develop sympathy for me. At least he always tried to stave off my death. And he entertained me with his tall tales at night. I even grew accustomed to his ghastly street parlance. I should be grateful to Woljif, but the prisoner shuts his eyes. I'm tired. Death has drawn close so many times and then retreated again. And now I would welcome it. Even death would be better than the waiting. How'd you end up here? Crusader's eyes stare into the distance, solely through my own foolishness, because of my inability to fight like a man. I thought the crusade would be the best way to make my mark on history. I dreamt of the glory, of the respect that would otherwise be denied me as the third son of a noble family. When an officer laughed at my skills, he called me an ignorant interloper. How right he was. Fate has a twisted sense of humor. My more experienced comrades died in this cursed place, one after another, but I survived. There are only 5 of us left in the end. Our hubris was gone. We were jumping at every shadow, and we still weren't cautious enough. I was the only one who survived after we were attacked in the night. I should have realized what was happening when the lookout went missing. I want to free you. Prisoner inclines his hand courteously. Thank you, but that's impossible while the pilgrims of the Whirlwind are here. They will not just stand by while I escape. I won't disturb you further. Thank you. If you happen to meet my parents or members of the Gwynviar family, tell them I died in the wound, praising Iamade. I mean... There's 5 of them. 6. Woljif is waiting for you next to the altar, wearily wiping the sweat from his brow. Phew. I thought I was done for. I could feel it in my tail. They were gonna kill me. If you ain't a sight for sore eyes, Chief. When I heard that the gargoyles hadn't got you, that you were running the show up in Dresden now, I can't tell you how happy that made me. But that night it all happened, I tell you, I was so scared I couldn't see straight. I wandered around, wondering if the Chief and the rest of the gang were lying out in the open with their eyes plucked out. Even my conscience prickled a little, thinking about how I ran, but when you look at it from my side, what else was I supposed to do? The actual paladins were getting cut down left, right, and center. And then these pilgrims of the Whirlwind tell me that Dresden's been reclaimed and there's a new commander called Elusa. Well, I said to myself there can't be 2 demon-slaying and dynamos with that name. It must be you. So I cut my way through the circles around Dresden and waited for you to come out. At one point I got so desperate I almost went right up to the city walls, but I thought better of it. Although an arrow in the skull would be a sight better than running in fear of Voitiel? Woljif sucks in a breath and keeps talking in a rush, like he's afraid you'll turn around and walk out. Do you know Voitiel? I don't either, but I remember the name, because of what Brother Melrun yelled in the basement that time. I'm gonna tell Hapsamira and Voitiel. Something like that. Anyway, my shadow told me that Voitiel is that demon I should be scared. and I should be scared of him, because he's after the moon of the abyss, but the shadow's a whole other story. But if you want to know why I haven't come to Dresden, I need your help. It's a matter of life and death, Chief. Your shadow talks now? Slow down, you're not making sense. What's going on here? Woljif lets out a breath. Okay, I'll shut up. I mean, I won't shut up, but ask me what you want to know and I'll tell you. You said your shadow's been talking to you? Not just my shadow, not just any shadow, my shadow. My special shadow. After I spent a while running around the world wound scared out of my wits, it suddenly crept out and whispered in this distant-sounding voice. Votiel, North, fear Votiel. And the name was familiar because that's what Brother Melrune yelled out. And I put two and two together. This Votiel was in the north, and I needed to make sure he didn't find me. Bit by bit, I got the shadow to tell me that Votiel was a demon, and that he was looking for the moon of the abyss. Who knows why? By the way, I have a couple of thoughts of my own about the moon. I'll tell you about them once we're out of this mess. And what do you want from me? In a nutshell, Chief, I got a bit of a situation here. One wrong move and I'm a goner. The demon Votiel is in the vicinity somewhere. A good man has suffered, the cultists are animals. I just want to get out of this and make Votiel back off. But without you, I have no chance. Help me, I won't forget it as long as I live. Sorry, I am so thirsty. Probably the cultists playing in all this. Woljif glances around, making sure you're not overheard. Do you know why they call themselves the Pilgrims of the World Wound? Because they're itching to meet the big-name demons like Baphomet. It's like they're on a pilgrimage. So that got me thinking, since they listen to me, we can lead them to Votiel and mess with their heads a bit. Say that Baphomet's been calling them nasty names, and let the cultists fight Votiel for us? It'll be a riot. Cultists helping us take out a demon. Well, what do you think? I mean, I think we can just do it on our own. A woo? Sorry, I didn't see your a woo. Alright, I'll help you deal with Votiel. Woljif's face lights up, and the tip of his tail dances through the air. I love him so much. Actually, maybe the most. I always knew you were a special sort, Chief. Let's go break his horns off. We need to go to a patch of scrubland by a bend in the river. It's not far, I'll show you. Nothing interesting about the place at all. But that's where I was when my shadow came out and started pushing me back the other way. It said Votiel would find me easily there. They'd swoop in and tear me limb from limb as soon as I popped up. I wasn't long turning away from the place, I tell ya. There's just one other thing. We need to round up my lackeys and send them off on an errand. While they're gone, we can free the prisoner. No point leaving him here to be bored stiff, right? Listen up, brothers, sisters, the shadow has spoken. It says that a demon will come to a secret place, a wasteland, where there are almost no trees left, next to a bend in the river. We once passed by there, but we took a wrong turn and didn't find it. Glorious day! Before we set off, I say we make the sacrifice. I say we hold off on the sacrifice, and time's a-wasted and the demons are busy, you know? Leave your things and go. I must meditate before such an event. And when I'm all meditated out, I'll come and summon the demon to you. Incredible. Commander, a moment of your time. Young Crusader cautiously gets to his feet, unable to believe that he's finally free. At last the day has come when those odious faces will no longer be looming over me. The cultists hid my weapons and armor somewhere. I'll find them, then take my leave of this place forever. They're over there with the rest of the stolen stuff. I made sure they didn't go walkies in the night. I hoped you'd make it out of this somehow. Thanks to your efforts, Woljif. Go, time is of the essence. If there is a demon hunting you, better to lure him into a trap and strike first. What are you planning to do now? Find my armor and weapons, find something to eat, and then leave this place as quickly as possible. Crusader looks ahead with grim determination. Perhaps I will die in the wound, but I will die with a sword in my hands, not like an animal at the slaughterhouse. And if I do make it out, I shall build a temple in Ayamede's honor in my hometown. You're rich enough to build a temple if you fancy it? You're complaining your parents don't give you enough money. I think we have slightly different conceptions of what counts as enough money. In any case, money's no longer a concern of mine. My life and my legacy belong to the goddess who sent you and the commander to my aid. Desna? Alright then, farewell, good luck. May Ayamade keep you. Yep. Alright. We are over time, and we are pushing up against ads. So we'll have to catch up with Woljip and his levels next time, I think. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the follow.